As a young adult in the Bay Area in the early 1980s, I was part of an upsurge of Jewish feminist and other liberation revisions to traditional Jewish celebrations. But innovative as they were, these movements were dominated by white Ashkenazi Jews to whom my Puerto Rican identity made no sense and was either tokenized or ignored. One way I began to assert myself in those spaces was by inventing Puerto Rican twists on Ashkenazi recipes. I declared the plantain a quintessential Caribbean Jewish food, perfect for gluten-free matzo balls, and made an annual tradition of mango charoset after I learned that the second oldest synagogue in the Western Hemisphere is on St. Thomas, and began imagining the rituals of an ancient Caribbean Jewish culture. Because I'm a child of storytellers, because I learned to cook on the wood fires of illiterate elders and measure ingredients by their weight in my hands, my recipes are not formulas, they're legends. Mango charoset goes like this. You begin with ripe mangoes, firm enough not to disintegrate when diced, but already almost unbearably sweet. Sniff each skin, press each fruit for just the right amount of give. Pick enough to fill your arms and go home. With a sharp knife, cut parallel to the pit all the way through, making 2 flushed cheeks dripping with juice. Cross-hatch the inner flesh, then tickle the chunks into a big bowl. Fruit, nuts, alcohol, and spice are the essentials of charoset, but don't imagine apples, walnuts, and wine. Start chopping handfuls of candied ginger and dropping them into the bowl. Peel a couple of ripe limes, dice the rind, and squeeze the juice into the mixture. Your hands will be sticky. Go ahead and lick them. Now stir in a whole lot of grated coconut, fresh if you can, or at least moist. Sometimes I add chopped pecans, tipping my hat toward the Algonquians of North America in the sweet, sunny South before plantations. Now come the spices, Antillean allspice and cayenne from what is now Guyana, Moluccan nutmeg, white pepper of India, and pan-South Asian cardamom. Mix it with your hands, kneading it together, inhaling the mingling of acid and sweet, hot and delicate. The last ingredient is the rum, the spirits, the touch of fire. Choose a good dark one. How much do you like the people you're cooking for? If you love them very much, use all your pull to hustle up some barrilito, the very best Puerto Rican rum there is, made by a nationalist who refuses to mass market to the U.S. 3-star is hard to get outside the island, but with luck you can get 2-star. If you live far from a barrio, it's fine to go with another brand. Any one you choose is loaded with history. Sugar and rum stoked the engines of genocide, slavery, and war in the Caribbean for centuries. But rum was invented by slaves who experimented with fermenting molasses, seeking solace, celebration, and survival. Caribbean charoset pays tribute to our own resistance and survival, our conspiracies and uprisings, subversion and persistence, and acknowledges the deep suffering that has also shaped us. So make it early in the day and give the rum and ginger, spices and juices time to mingle and saturate each other and become something sweet and strong and hot, enough to go on with.
Boricua, qué sabroso son los sabores de Puerto Rico. Wanna see that the pride of my people's unequal. The way we represent Puerto Rico, te digo, me siento rico y